Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm here this week with a plan with me for the week of Thanksgiving. Da, 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 da. So awesome. I'm so ready. I'm so ready for good food. So let me show you how this last week turned out. It was the week of Halloween. I did the last Halloween kit that I had in my stash. Well, not technically the last one, but pretty dang close to the last one. So this is what we've got. I love it. Oh my goodness, it turned out so well. As I play around with this font more and more every week, because I did all of those scripts in this font, which that was kind of a commitment and kind of crazy if I didn't like it. I'm loving it. I love the new size. I love how it fits in these boxes. It makes me so happy. I mean, I even used it in my kids' memory keeping planner this week. So like if we go back to the week before here, like I used it on the clear paper. See, it brings, I don't know what it is. It just makes me happy. And then this is the other font that I am working. This is the on clear paper right now as well. And I love it too. So I am, and this is on the regular paper. I am really gonna end up bringing both of these fonts to the shop the beginning of the year and this size, because if it makes me this happy, I can only imagine how it's gonna make somebody else happy. And look, I mean, I have a few more scripts I need to do, but overall I do very little writing in my planner when I have this many scripts, and I know that that's probably like way overkill. But I do a lot of writing. I write on orders, I write on my planners, I write, down notes. And so my hands are constantly moving, that this kind of frees that up for me. Just a little bit. So, all right, let's go ahead. This upcoming week will be was this the September mystery kit? I think this was the September mystery kit. Getting you ready for, Thanksgiving cooking, holiday cooking, but also could be used any other time throughout the year. And then last week we did apple crisp, getting ready, like deep fall apples. No turkeys in this one. I did have a turkey full box, but I was like, nope, this one has to be just strictly fall because we were doing this one. All right. So November 20th through the 26th is what we are going to lay down our stickers for. So, all right, this last week I asked in the Facebook group, and nobody answered me in the Facebook group. Although I have noticed that over the past couple of weeks that my posts are not really being seen in my Facebook group, which is kind of not cool, Facebook. I mean, I post in there fairly regularly. So I am just a little bit like, okay, what's going on? So I didn't get any answers on that post. I did get people liking it, so I know they saw it, but the reach was still very, very, very minimal. But I also asked it on my Instagram as well, and I got a couple of questions. So I'm going to split both of those questions up because I only got 2 questions. The first one was, are we going to ever offer notebooks? And that is the one that I'm going to talk about here in this plan with me. So the second question, I believe it was Sarah who posed the second question about homeschooling with littles. I'll keep that for Friday's video, just because that's my kids' memory keeping. We talk about co-op and things like that, homeschooling already in those videos. So I'll keep it to that video. This one we'll talk shop. So let's see, what do we want to do? I think we're not going to do the gourds in this. I think we're going to keep to everything else. That is, I think, what we're going to do. Okay, so question was, are you ever going to offer notebooks in the shop? And my answer to that is maybe. So we did offer a notebook in the August horror box. Oh, I didn't even talk about this. Okay, stop. pause. Okay, normally you guys always see me use glitter headers, but these headers right here with this thankful type pattern, I have it also going on through, or like close to going through on these ones as well. No, yeah, it is the same patterns. Okay, that's right, that's what I did on these, and I figured that would pull in really, really well. Don't get me wrong, I love my glitter headers. Like, these are the glitter headers, they're absolutely gorgeous, but the patterns, sometimes patterns just get me, and I gotta go for it. So okay, so we offered a notebook in the August horror box. That was a back to school theme, and one of the things is we offered a notebook that had like the composition notebook on the top, and it was kind of a little creepy and stuff. And I don't know if we are going to offer notebooks. I know people thought it was really, really great, but I don't know. I would have to, once again, I'd have to put feelers out. I'd have to see. Nobody's ever asked me that before. So it's kind of hard to gauge how much actual interest there is for notebooks. You know, and then there's also storage space. So I do have to be mindful of, you know, the space that I have, and everything to be able to store all of the options. So, and we are bringing out a couple of more planner layouts this month. So if you're not following my Facebook group, and I really do need to send out the newsletter with the shop calendar on there as well. That's an idea. I need to keep that idea. Keep that idea at the front of your brain, Amanda. Send the shop calendar out every month in a newsletter so that everybody can see when new releases are going to be coming, what events are going to be happening, what launches we have going. It's a brilliant idea. Thank you so much. See, chatting with you has helped me think of new things to do for the shop. But I do have to be very mindful of the space, and we are already bringing out 2 new planner layouts this year for Black Friday. I believe they're actually going to be released on this date, the 20th. So finalizing just minute details in the spreads, formatting, things like that. And then I've got to print, and I've got to test out one more thing before I even say anything about it, because I got to make sure it actually works. Because if it doesn't, then so, and then I can start showcasing and doing videos and reels and all that jazz. So the 2 layouts we have coming is an hourly / daily. It's a daily planner, but it's got an hourly column in it, and then an academic planner. So those are the 2 layouts coming. And so yeah, so as far as notebooks, I don't know. I've talked with my PRs, and I've talked with them about different things. Let's go. Okay, yeah, we're gonna stick with what pattern we used up at top. That's what we're going to do. Same with like the color. That's what we're gonna do. Because I am getting, is that gonna work? One, no, it's not. Okay, so that's not going to work. That is fine. I'm fine with that. We're gonna put you on Wednesday. Okay, let's figure this out. Let's go here. Sorry, had a little bit of just a slight hiccup in how I want to do this and stuff. So now I gotta kind of think a little bit. Think. Okay, so I have talked to my PRs because, as you know, my next 52 weeks project is going to be bullet journaling. I thought I had my bullet journal set like which one I was gonna use, and then I saw, Archer and Olive bring out this one bullet journal, and I knew I kind of wanted to be, I wanted to be in a B6 size, but my, what is it, Electrums? I don't even know what they're called. Man, it's not even nearby. I think that's a B5 size? Crap. Man, I don't know how these sizes go. It is such a mess. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. These are the colors we are going to use. I think that works. Okay, perfect. Okay, so back to. But I talked with my PRs and we had talked about bullet journals, and the main thing I'm worried about with a bullet journal, if I start to use a lot of stickers with it, is that it is a bound book and that spine can break. So I don't know if you are familiar with print pressions, but a few years ago, they came out with a week style planner, and it was bound, and everybody loved it. Don't get me wrong, I bought one. I thought it was really amazing, great size. But as you started to sticker it, eventually the spine would break on some of them because of just how much it wasn't meant to carry like that much weight, you know, and be that fat in terms of like a book, right? So then that's when, you know, and I am not a big fan of bound books because of that, and that is where the idea came for doing a coiled weeks planner and stuff, and making it a little bit taller. And that's when you get our weeks planner, which is this one right here, the coiled weeks, and your options like that. So you have space at the top and bottom, and you can actually use like your full box, these full boxes if you wanted to. Anyways, I digress. So that has been my biggest concern, but I was talking to my PRs about what if, in sense, I did like, because they are just notebooks, but I did a grid style for my bullet journal and put it on a coil. And so we got started talking about that, and that intrigued, but it's like, how many people would that actually intrigue, and how many people would actually buy it? Because sometimes it's, you see things and you're like, it's a great idea, but at the same time, the market is very oversaturated with things that are already there. So I don't know. It's to answer the question and not really answer it at the same time, which I deeply apologize for. I can't quite give an answer. It's because I don't know how many people would be interested in notebooks. And I say that because our August horror box, like none of our horror boxes have sold out this year. They've done fairly well. That I will give. They have done fairly well, but they haven't sold out. And so it makes me wonder if some of the offerings are just not things that my customer base is fully interested in right now. And it's hard to get your, because we all have our favorite go-to shops, our planner shops who we love to go to. It's really hard to try a new planner, especially if you don't know a lot about them, and stuff. So, I get it. So it's really hard sometimes to get your product out in front of people for them to try and be like, hey, come give this a try. Because that's also people's hard-earned money and everything. So I don't know if we'll ever offer notebooks. If it's something that people keep asking for, then the thought will definitely be there to bring it. But as of right now, the answer is no, because there has not been enough asking. I am, however, because I do value opinions, I do value input, I am going to put up a form, and I'm going to see how I can do it here on YouTube. I wonder if I can do it as a post in like the community thing, but I don't know how many would see that, because YouTube is not like Facebook or Instagram, where you can go to somebody's page and you know, like click up at their featured stuff and whatnot. Like for me, when I get notifications of videos, it pops up just right there in my feed when I go to YouTube. So I don't even go to anybody's, honestly, I really don't go to anybody's pages to look at their videos and stuff. So I don't know how I would do it for YouTube, but I'm thinking of putting up a form that allows for basically like anonymous feedback. That can be anything. I know that opens up for people to just be negative, and that is what it is. People will be negative if they want to be negative. But it will allow a place, like a centralized place for people to put their, you know, like, hey, have you thought about bringing this out? And because a lot of people might be thinking about notebooks, but are just like, oh no, she's never going to do that. There's enough notebooks, you know, she's never talked about it type thing. But there might be a market for it, and that may be the way that they can give some feedback, but also be more anonymous, but then also give suggestions for like kit themes or sticker ideas, and not really be, you know, outed as like, hey, my name is so and so and this is what I want to see. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? I sure hope I'm making sense. So that is all. But I gotta see how it would stay, how I can make it stay relevant and in like your feed. I don't know if there's a way to do that without posting every once in a while, hey, here's the form and whatnot. So I did do a form like that a couple of years ago, a few years ago, probably more like 4 years ago now, asking for feedback and stuff. And some people, you know, were a little rude, you know, in the way that they approached it. But overall, the feedback that I got from it definitely helped kind of guide the way that I approached, you know, 2020 and what I had to offer. Because I think it was 2019, maybe it was 2018. Either way, it helped me kind of approach some of the ways that I did things. So I'm all for it. I'm all for it. That's for sure. So, all right. Oh goodness, my hand. I think I talked about my hand in my last video. I hit it on the table. I'm filming all of my videos at the same time, and it hurts. It really does hurt. I probably should have taken like some Tylenol or something. It's not swollen, so that's fine. I just hit a nerve really, really hard in my hand. In fact, I think I hit it like right there, because that's where it seems to be the most tender, but it's shooting up pain into this area. Oh, such an awful thing. Sometimes I'm just like, why? Why does it have to be so painful? But I'll be fine. Coming up this week, I'm trying to think. We are getting ready to celebrate my youngest son's 13th birthday, so we've got some shenanigans to do this week, which I'm always thankful for, to do shenanigans, because shenanigans are fun. But it is just high prep time for for Black Friday and everything. Sorry, the text message just came in. My mother is looking at getting a new vehicle and stuff, and so she is, I think they're going through with it. She's looking at getting a Toyota Grand Highlander, and we've looked at the Highlanders. In fact, that was one of the ones that we were looking at getting when we were looking for our vehicle. Ultimately, we settled down onto our Prius. We've had a Prius before. It's really, really nice. This one fell into our budget. We were looking at Highlanders because there was a few Highlanders that could possibly fall into our budget, but the ones that we saw when we started pulling the like Carfax reports, we were like, no. So that ultimately kind of, and those were just on those specific models, so it's not like that the Highlander is like a bad vehicle. It's not. It was just those specific vehicles had just problems with them, and we have a budget that we like, that we wanted to stick to, that was most definitely what it was, and we were not going to go over, we were not going to be swayed, nothing. It was like, this is the budget, that is what we're doing, end of story. And so let's see, I never put the individual ones. I never put like any at the very, very top, so I don't want to just do that on Sunday, but I do want to kind of switch it up from the Friday to Saturday. But yeah, so we ended up not going with a Highlander, and ended up going with the Prius. But the only reason why we ended up buying this Prius is because they dropped the price and it fell right into our budget, because we were gonna end up getting one that had a lot more miles on it. So yeah, it worked out in our advantage. But my mom is looking at a Highlander right now, and I think they're going to purchase it. They have no more kids at home. They just have a dog, so do with it what you want. And as somebody who has a big vehicle and who used to have a Suburban, I did at one point have a Suburban. Oh man, we loved that Suburban. That Suburban was so good to us. Oh, it was so good to us. But man, it took so much to fill that up. I mean, I remember when we lived in San Diego and gas prices were just so high, and we'd be at the gas pump and we would watch the trucks in front of us fill up, and just, oh man, I was just like, ha, no, thank you. Yeah, it'd be rough. So as a mom of six, wow, I am not a mom of six. Wow, I had a dream that we had a baby the other night. So the mere fact that I just went and said that, mom of six, I'm not okay right now that I said that. As a family of six, a mom of four, we have to have, obviously, a bigger vehicle. And yeah, I'm going to put this down here. So we know what it's like to fill up with gas. And for me personally, if you don't need to have a bigger vehicle, don't do it right now. Like, just don't. And stuff. And our Prius is perfect for like the boys. When my husband and my 3 boys go, it's a perfect size. It really is a perfect size. So, yeah, I don't want the gas. I don't want the gas. Okay, so we're finishing this up. We're doing our sidebar like we normally do. I am a creature of consistency and habit, and I won't apologize for that. And oh, goodness, got the hiccups all of a sudden. There we go. Thanksgiving week is planned for. Well, at least pre-planned for. So, I did film me filling in my planners. So I write down all of my plans, you know, pen and ink style. I'm going to do a whole video on it. I will show my pen and ink and how sloppy it is and crossing out stuff. And then I transfer things over to here, and stuff. And it's just nice. It's just nice. So Thanksgiving is all planned for. I'm excited for this Thanksgiving. We will be having people over. There'll be lots of food, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. So if you enjoyed this plan with me, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys for following along, watching this video. Any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye now.